Hello and welcome. This is the Daily Dharma. My name's Dina. Thank you for joining. Come on in, have a seat by the fire, set your vibe and intention for the highest possible good. And I'll tell you, I went to do a little bit of the pre-shuffle just on camera here, and my vibe entering into this always influences the reading as your reader, and the getting started process today has been a couple of unexpected turns for me, and it seems that right now it's like better late than never. It's taken me a long time to get sat down, which I have been doing these in the morning, and then that allows a few hours for my internet to upload my content. And today it's already afternoon and I'm just sitting down. So anyways, getting into the reading, the cards that flew out, it's a little pile, 1, 2, 5 of them. I had number 3, solar plexus. I'll show these in a minute. 31, magic. 5, throat chakra. 14, communication, which is another 5. And 18, cosmic flower. So let's see. On the bottom of the deck, we have discernment. And number 9 is allowance. 33, miracle is showing itself. 8, alchemy. 22, divine masculine. And 26, empowerment. And I just peeked at heart chakra. So, let's go ahead and use these as our presiding code cards for the day. And I'll just lay a few out just to see with the shuffle what else wants to show itself. Here's this, let's start at the beginning. Solar plexus, that great yellow color, talking about our creative center and also the center of our will, how we express and exert our assertive side that wants to influence, create, be validated, and see our impact and see results from our efforts, and to create something that sings from the soul, from our center. Magic, putting our magic into our will, creating magical impact from our engagement with the matter at hand. Number 3, 31 is a 4. And then 2 5s, that great big blue imagery there. Throat chakra deals with our truth, our integrity, our own ability to communicate. So communication is also 14, number 5 and 5 there, throat and communication. It's interesting. We're communicating our values through creative use of our magic. So this can be, I'm seeing the poet card. It was on the bottom before. It is still the poet. Yeah, I'm seeing it's the interesting and inspirational quality of our voice, our inflection, our word choice that speaks to the center of another with resonance. And when we really want to get our point across, and it's a matter of creating some type of empathy from another, then it's sometimes it creates a bit of, or it's best served by a little bit of poetry and resonance. Well, I hope those want to stay there. Let's just dedicate another gemstone here to that. Oh, and you can't see all the cards anyways. Let's not stress it. Let's see if we can boost. A little boost. A little push. That'll be all right. We'll go with that. So discernment is like the ability to kind of channel, with the crown chakra showing itself to me on the top of the deck there for a moment, being able to kind of channel the correct use of our power. And in the pre-shuffle also, there was a card that came up talking about a Kali incarnation where she is this sweet, I believe it's a her name is Gauri, something like that. It's a gentle goddess that was the only one capable of eradicating this demonic influence. And it was her ability to harness her ferocity, and then on her counterbalance, her ability to understand what a baddie she was allowed her to, when it wasn't required or being demanded from the situation, it allowed her to step back into her docile, gentle, poised self, to relax and be at peace. And I think that we're learning that balance ourselves, but in this nice little balancing act, there are those invitations rather than challenges that are asking us to speak truly from our core on something, to create that divine resonance between others or ourselves and another. But there's a way to communicate. It's that same bridging energy that kept coming up last week, where we're both bringing spirit down into the matter, channeling divinity through our words and actions and behaviors and our perceptions and beliefs, resulting in new change. And also the ability to alleviate things that have mattered into spirit, such as our healing, our own wound stories, our apparent perceived victimization. When, there's all kinds of things that can feel victimizing if we allow that seed to take root. But wouldn't it be more beneficial if we could then transmute that perception into a self-belief that says, people aren't out there challenging the little guy on the playground unless they are feeling small themselves. They usually challenge somebody in the adult world who, I don't even want to, anyways, I think that what I'm trying to say is that people usually challenge those that they're somewhat challenged by or intimidated by somebody who has something to win, because you don't win face by pushing the weak guy down. Only people that fear you will follow you in that respect. But when you can have some type of victory over someone who's powerful, then it's, that I'm going to leave that one there. Not sure where that was going. 30 integration and 13 coherence. We've got the 14 and the 31. So we've got 31 and 13. All of these and 30. So there's a lot of threes here. Coherence and integration. So being able to understand the energies that are being integrated and the people wielding their own energies. Okay, yeah. So there's this passion under integration here. So utilizing our divine passion, our inspired, maybe it's a trigger, maybe it's we have a lot of anger issues perhaps, and this is an opportunity to not be angry about it, but to be divinely inspired with passion. And, for some of us out there, it may also be a romantic relationship or something that is also generating a lot of physical energy, getting riled up in that way. So passionate belief, though, I think that for the most part, we're talking about our value system. We've got a lot of those 2 5s. There's a lot of Taurus energy, a lot of communication and throat activity where it's, speaking of which, I need to hydrate more in my own life. So the ability to relay our passionate beliefs and be understood is less a matter of speaking and being literal and logical and demanding and expressing injustices, although those items and aspects have bearing on the situation, and they are factors that can lead to having some bullet point clear examples of what you're trying to relay. However, making your I statements and being able to hit the emotional impact and to explain the perceptions as having as much weight as the need for understanding here. And then we're getting sacral chakra, earth, and authority together. Yeah, I like that combination. It's kind of like having the wherewithal to not question your beliefs in the moment and to understand that from that deep resonant center of your core and your perceptions of the literal facts at hand and the examples that you have, that there is something that you have a need and a knowledge about that needs to be conveyed. So maybe this is advocacy, and there's another word that I'm thinking of that's talking about being inspired to speak about a matter. It's like a persuasive essay. Third eye chakra also coming out. So it's an intuitive use of our spiritual divine authority. It's our ability to see a truth to such a core depth that it moves us to really passionately speak about this this urge or a call to action. That's the thing I was thinking of. So under the coherence deck, creating understanding in the other. So I believe this passion here is talking about our ability to integrate our previous lessons in our own healing journey, because under that soul time, what else is the healing journey if not the divine dance of our own potential to assert and receive and affect and respond and ebb and flow with the earth and the emotional collective flux of those around us. We're all in that ocean. We're the drop, and we're responsive to everything flowing around us, whether we want to go a different direction or not. The water does what the water does, or the ocean rather. In response to climate too, look at the states of water too: frozen, liquid, evaporated, cloud, can be dissipated or condensed and solid. Coherence. Let's look under coherence here at the 13-minute mark. Interesting. Okay, root chakra comes out here, the basis of the situation and our ability to feel rooted, bonded, connected, heard, that we matter. Fertility goes well with root chakra, something taking shape. And here is the crown, our beliefs about foundations and structures, about boundaries, and about our ability to not be taken for granted or overlooked, but to the right to exist the right to be is very much an issue in the root chakra. And I want to just reiterate that there's that imposter syndrome aspect that comes through that. So it seems to me it's the our passionate beliefs here are influencing and creating resonance for this individual and or situation, whereby we're calling out the top and the bottom chakra systems for a reason. It's almost like a mind-blowing and grounding at the same time situation, where you're opening somebody's eyes and mind to the complexities and other factors that had not been part of their experience or awareness. And now this gives this greater structuring, like a trellis for a vine. the context. Delight. This individual is super excited, I see, to have this breakthrough, because perhaps they were unable to break through because of the context of their unique situation. They did not have the appropriate structure or trellis for the weight or the complexity of the vine. They needed more context, and you're filling it in. There it is, realization. So now they're inspired, and it looks like somebody's happiness is in question, and somebody's ability to be fulfilled. And now there's awareness of the perceptions, an awakening of how they can influence and change something themselves. And whoo, I can feel the adrenaline pushing. I love this. It feels incredible. And I felt the energy shift when I felt that delight card. It's like the heart opening experience when both the above and the below are completely open and tuned into your words, and the heart opens in deep resonance and creates a shift, like the appreciation that goes into advocacy for somebody who's enlightened, aware, and impassioned. It doesn't matter if you're on the other side of the fence. Seeing somebody who's in their passionate flow inspires us to check in with that self and the core of ourself. And the inspiration that comes through the choice of words can really re-inspire an individual for why am I here? Like a pep talk with the team at timeout, like, you can do it. I know we're down at the halftime. It's that old Lifetime show or Hallmark Channel stuff that really it's a moving event that's being communicated, something that's being witnessed that allows somebody to have a deepening empathy for another. Consciousness, a healing of consciousness, and under coherence is transition, synergy in the divine masculine, and prosperity. So maybe even somebody's workplace, re-inspiring them for what really matters, or, being able to go to the aid of a loved one, to be able to support and to just hold space for another individual can be so powerful in this moment. So it looks like there's a huge change that you've catalyzed for another individual. You were that missing element that has completely opened a situation up for healing. It's creating an emotional response for me, because in my life it has to do with a family situation, and Mama Bear wants it all to be fair. This is 22, master number 22, the creator. How beautiful is that? After having seen the poet, now we see this creator, which is not only an artist. Here it's depicting the painter, the hand with the brush, and the blank palette, blank canvas, and the spray of potential colors that are gathering in the mind's eye. The preceding prophetic vision and the ability to create change comes through being deeply connected to that core value and belief and the magical capacity that you have to affect change and to offer creative solutions and creative ways of thinking and approaches just through your feeling nature. And with the synergy card showing under the deck and the understanding in you with your integration of all of your life experience here, the creator is the creative capacity to co-create and synergize within group dynamics to affect extreme influence for the positive or for the better. Or for the worse, but. And there's the poet coming up second here. I'm glad that we got those two together. Creative use of the voice. If something that you've been wanting to do with your voice, your message, your truth is speaking to you throughout this reading, take that soul time to really connect with your passionate beliefs. And if it makes you angry or passionate or lit on fire, channel those fires into your spiritual capacity to open heart, mind, and connectivity with the all, and in all of the so-called oppositional dualities. Yes, heart, opening from the heart space to say, what can I influence for creative change? There's a defensiveness that can be laid to rest because just cause. Cousin is coming out in my mind. The womb. So that's 46. The womb is a 10. So allowing that healing space can be that incubation phase of creating the intimate environment for a heart-to-heart conversation with another, or taking that sanctuary time with self and spirit, being able to perceive of yourself, being a small, beautiful, prismatic drop in the ocean, or speck on the earth that is held within Mother Earth's embrace. I know some people may say, okay, this is too cheese for me. But it's part of a meditative, symbolic process of being willing and able to surrender to the flow of divine Mother Earth in our lives, and to be able to say, I feel safety and security knowing that if all else fails, today gravity holds me safely into the earth at 2222. Mother Earth is the surrounding embrace. It is the ocean evaporated in the sky that encapsulates in the water that we hydrate, the dust in the earth, and the molecules that are the dust that is my body, that holds me and holds my sacred center. The womb can be a meditative practice of being held by the mother, feeling safety and security. And in that, we don't need the defensiveness. We know that we can advocate for ourselves. We know how to creatively use our voice with gentle ferocity that does not need to challenge. It only needs to empathize. That's where the power lies, because when we give somebody something defensive, they push against it. The energetics can be no other way in this universe. The physics can be no other way. Somebody rushes towards us, we're like, whoa. I mean, yeah, we can freeze, but generally we're like, moving vehicle, get out of the way, you know? And likewise, when something is magnetic, we move towards it. I'm drawn to that. I'm curious. I'm pulled. I'll leave that there. The box, and one more. And the warrior. You're out of the box thinking, and your ability to resonate deeply with the complexities of your process and those of others, with even the poetry and the creations that you've witnessed through books and artistry, and deep resonance within your soul for color, for context, or for stories and myths and legends, whatever it might be, or for mundane facts. We can all love certain facts and figures too. It's allowed you to become very unique. And for some, they may even identify with this alpha wolf or sigma female, all these newfangled ideas. There's a lot of people that have ideas of how to make us feel more special about our sacred individuality. And there's all kinds of stories and complexities that can make us feel guilty for our specialness and egocentricities, eccentricities, whatnot. But the warrior card comes up because we've been on a journey. We have applied different resources and tools, and we've done the healing. Now we are here as a symbol of greater healing and more expansive cohesion between other individuals. We're here grounding the Great Mother and this abundance, unity. Yes, unity consciousness. That's all right. I am going to close this reading, I think, with a random pull from this book. I love this one. The Ching workbook, R.L. Wing. It's one of my favorites. These can be a little bit, a lot to pull in. I appreciate y'all staying with the message. It's a lot of healing being done when you can follow these things. Not everything applies to each one of us, but we all know people, we know processes, and this gives us greater context for our own life to have those creative suggestions when somebody comes to us and has some, oh, I heard that for a reason the other day. Number 40, I felt like we had that soul time, number 40. Soul time to do the integration of our above and below and our own shadow light integration, polarity integration, that duality. I know for me on the channel, I've been doing my tantric journey, and it's been hitting me as a gender polarity thing within the self and externalized, projected and whatever. But other channels, I've heard other individuals speaking about race polarity, and that's some of the complexities that they're dealing with. And that can also hit us as the need to integrate all of these issues. So take it with whatever context it hits your life. All right, here we go. Liberation or deliverance. Why am I hearing fiddles? Anxiety and strife will give way if you take firm, aggressive action now. Just as a thunderstorm releases tensions in the atmosphere, it is time to clear the air of mistakes and resentments. This should be done decisively and without hesitation in an attempt to return the situation to normal as soon as possible. The timely execution of a liberation from difficulty is essential to success. The solutions to annoying political problems are no longer elusive. It is within your power now to resolve issues that have blocked your progress. Deal with them expediently. When it is possible to overlook past errors and to forgive transgressions, do so, for the sooner the tensions are relieved, the better for all concerned. If you should find yourself in the midst of an intolerable situation of intrigue, then perhaps the time has come to depart from the situation entirely. Whatever the course you take, act quickly. Do not linger in the difficulties. A timely liberation from the stresses that occur in matters of power will bring good fortune. We saw that prosperity card, didn't we? Persons and problems that have consistently stood in the way of business endeavors can now be bypassed. Many of your past difficulties should resolve themselves with ease, providing you with a profound sense of relief. Let them go and do not seek retribution. Your concern should lie in returning your affairs to their regular and intended pattern. Your relations with others should become less rigid as tensions are relieved and a refreshing sense of liberation replaces anxiety. You may now successfully resolve complications brought about by adverse social arrangements. This should be done without delay and with no show of emotionalism. There is no reason to dwell petulantly upon the past or to glory in your newfound liberation. Do what you must quickly and quietly and carry on with your affairs. Times of tension and anxiety are passing in your personal relationships as well. Take this opportunity to put the past behind you. This liberation from emotional complications and adversity can give you a fresh, new start with your loved one. You may, in fact, find the present time unusually erotic. What did I say, right? We had that too, and we've got that tantric journey. When liberation is complete, when the tensions of the storm have passed, your spirit will be refreshed and stimulated. The ground will be cleared for new growth, and the future will appear promising. And once you finally dispense with emotional ruts or resentments from former times, you will have an excellent opportunity for personal advancement. Overall, you should feel increased energy and clarity in your dealings with the outside world. So, yeah, whatever difficulty you've been experiencing, there's a communication that is needing to be expressed, and a safety and security that needs to be self-generated, internally supported, and a creative use of your expression that's affirming and non-challenging, not emotionally charged and intense, but emotionally inviting. So let's read the fourth line of the changing hexagram. If any of you know, then you know. And I do this because heart chakra is here and it came up otherwise. And we already said that it needs to come from the heart. There are people who attach themselves to you for reasons of their own. This could be a parasitic relationship, which may become habitual. You should liberate yourself from this kind of entanglement since it repels others who might be valuable allies in your endeavors. That's for single few people out there. Don't take it if it's not yours. Let's read the top and the bottom because those came out and I may be cut off in time. Bottom line. You have surmounted the difficulties in your current endeavor. The path has been cleared and progress will continue. Use this time to consolidate your position. And for the third group, top line, prepare yourself to forcefully dispense with a great adversary. This is done with careful planning and clever timing. This is a formidable enemy, so you must be constantly alert. When you've removed this obstacle in your progress, everything that you attempt will succeed, and the adversary may be the inner duality. Real quick, if there's time, one more group. Third line, solar plexus. You have been able to assume a somewhat powerful position which you do not know how to control, but don't try to do any pretend that this invites envy. If you continue, there will be humiliation in the hands of others who would have your position. So try to do your best to stay centered